Sahelanthropus.
No. I'll pilot it instead. Kept you waiting, huh? I'm not gonna do the snake impression the whole time like when I recreated Rex because I still have a bit of a sore throat, but I'll throw in a line every now and then. Wait, 622? You're consistent. Let's see, fought you when I piloted Exia, then Dynamis, and now a Metal Gear. Very appropriate, to be honest, especially if you're going for revenge. Playing Keep Away, interesting. Definitely out of my Ludlow's effective range. I tried with the Facade. Oh, you're rushing now! Well, you definitely timed it better. Oh, that shield's gonna be very much a nuisance! Okay. I got lucky there. That could have been pretty bad. I can't take a lot of hits with this AC. But they can't take many hits like that. The Facade is one of the best weapons in the game by far. Oh, just out of reach with the explosive thrower. Let me know in the comments too, what is your favorite Metal Gear? I know since I recreated Rex, I've gotten some requests to remake some of these other ones, and Sahelanthropus was up there, so I hope I can do this thing justice. It is one of my favorites in the series, because it's basically an Armored Core if you think about it, especially in its bipedal form. Oh, that could have been it. Oh, did you see the Javelin Beta just crash into cover? It's a good thing I landed my hit with the explosive thrower, because if I needed to rely on that missile, I would have lost right there, definitely. They were way too close, and I already used up all of my weapons for punishing purposes. Alright, let's see if I can pull it off again. This thing does pack quite a punch, obviously. And I do have quite a bit of mobility, which I like. It's an excellent combination. Basically, I'm just using the Ludlow to maintain some stagger buildup. No way I'm going to risk getting in too close. Nice. You love to see when the Facade lands. Chews through pretty much any build. And when they pop pulse armor, but unfortunately I couldn't hit them before they got the chance to. Oh, my Facade was way off. This plasma cannon is very lethal, but at the same time, when it misses, it's so heartbreaking. It's like, well, that could have ended the game. Wow, that was impressive, but not impressive enough to dodge the plasma shot.
Now that I faced you a few times, I think I can say you're pretty good. Dual Haldeman.
Mistakes were made. Dual Haldeman shotties, this is gonna suck. It is funny though, seeing all these different melee-oriented builds are rocking the extreme high stagger close range weapons like Zimmerman's, Haldeman now, Etsujin's, you name it. It's become the new BVO setup, except there's at least some variety in that regard. Oh, okay, that was a crazy dodge you pulled off. I'm impressed. Nice, caught them in the blast radius. Oh, I couldn't fully charge the Facade. Got you that time, though. Oh, no. Okay, it's always terminal armor. At one point, I cannot get away from this expansion. Alright, that wasn't too bad, all things considered. It is a good thing I'm sporting something like the explosive thrower. It is the out for any melee build you go up against. I know shields are also pretty much falling in that same category, but the difference being, at least explosive thrower does damage back. Wow, you are pretty impressive with the dodges, going perfectly around the vertical attacks. That's why I don't use the vertical charged explosive thrower shots, because depending on the angle, it's gonna miss most of the time. Now it's time for me to just sit back and chill with my pulse armor. Hey, you tried, but up against the Metal Gear, Should have known he'd be at some kind of a disadvantage. I do like facing these melee setups. They're always fun and challenging. A dual rifle build, so something tells me they're going to be kiting the entire match. Alright, this map, if that's the case, will definitely give them an advantage. Kiting on open spaces like this is pretty much a field day. Yeah, they're just backpedaling, trying to pepper me with those rifle shots. On the bright side, I can hit them like that with the Fasan and build up damage over time that way. Range won't be an issue in that regard. I'm more worried about my Javelin Beta hitting. Yeah, it's gonna be tough, and right now I'm pretty much... Oh wait, they ran into the explosive thrower? Well, that changes things. I don't know what they were trying to do there, but hey, I'm not complaining. Oh, I thought that hit. Ah, so close for the Javelin Beta to get the stagger off. Okay, now they're playing in my proximity. This is great. Assault armor? On a kite of all things? Jesus, I didn't even do the snake impression. And I'm coughing up a storm. I'm gonna have to seriously drink some water after this. Good lord, though. Assault armor on a kite. What has the world come to? I mean, it makes sense to a certain degree, but... seriously? Well, I'm gonna have to know better than to go in for kicks when they're staggered. Oh, my poor Ludlow's desperately trying to keep up the stagger at this range. That's one thing I miss about full auto weapons in previous games, just being able to reliably land your hits at a distance. Come on, hit. Whew! Alright, I was debating to maybe risk the kick, but glad I didn't. Alright, I'm still in it. I'm really worried though, if they, honestly, if they didn't try to stay within my proximity, I might have been at a huge disadvantage. Because while I have an out for close range and long range engagements, I have to find that sweet spot against a build like this. Otherwise, my hits aren't going to land. Oh, you're really going to make me go full rat catcher, aren't you? Yeah, you are. You're seriously peppering me with those rifles. Oh, you hit the cover with the pillar. Nice. Oh, I couldn't make use of him being staggered, sadly. Oh, just out of reach. What are you doing? You just threw the match. Why would you confront me like that? If you had kept on kiting, you probably could have won the match. But hey, I'm not complaining. Hold up, is this the same person, but they're in a mini rat catcher build? Okay then. They're going on their redemption arc. They're thinking, okay, I couldn't win by kiting, so I have to go on the other side of the coin to see if I can win. Can't say I blame them. Oh, this is actually pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie. Get away from me! I say as I quick boosted in front of them. I don't know why I tried to do that. Come on now. I think if I stagger them one time and hit them with the Fasan, I have this round in the bag. No! Oh, we got double staggered. Oh, and you have a laser dagger? I was wondering what melee weapon you were sporting. Okay. That was way too close for comfort. Just goes to show you the most successful builds in this game are either hyper-passive ones or hyper-aggressive ones. And it seems like they're having better luck with the latter. Okay, that was a bit questionable, unless... Okay, good. Timed that right at the end of the stagger. Oh, and it's assault armor still. I guess that's your signature, huh? Oh no, I do not want to be stuck in a closed space with a build like that. Good game, and you know what? I respect the change in builds. Not that I'm biased or anything like that. Of course not. Is that the Ransetsu AR? Oh no, if it is, that means they literally only have 2 viable weapons in the form of the Huxleys. And as someone who recreated Old King using just one Ransetsu AR, I could already tell it really is the worst weapon in the game. People are not exaggerating. And yet, From Software has yet to do anything about them. Yeah, look at this. They're literally barely doing anything to me. The Huxleys are doing all the work. Oh, nice dodge. Those kangaroo kicks I'm gonna have to watch out for. But yeah, outside of the Huxleys, nothing else I really gotta worry about here. And I kicked them, so the... Oh, terminal armor. You know what? I'm not playing this game anymore. Okay, so... I have an option here to either kick them every 5 seconds so they have no viable weapons at their disposal, because the Huxleys will be basically back in their casing, or see if I can't keep my range and hit them with the Fasan as much as possible. Yeah, look, the Ransetsu ARs don't do anything. What is with the balance in this game? Oh, man. Wow, I wasted that Fasan shot, but at least I still have my pulse armor here to end things. While I appreciate you trying to make the weapon work, until From actually buffs the weapon, which they won't, there's sadly no reason to use it.
Huh, dual Etsugens. Is this the weapon that can surpass Metal Gear?
It is funny running into another melee build like this because it pretty much supports what I said a few matches prior, how these former BVO builds now have gravitated towards the more meta-defining close-range options. Although I still think Vientos are pretty solid. The reload speed nerf is probably the worst nerf they received in my opinion. So it's the laser dagger. That's good to know. I wasn't sure what melee weapon you had, but knowing it's that, I gotta watch out. At least it's not the slicer, because I've had some pretty bad luck with that thing. Okay, I'm surprised they didn't go for some quick slashes. The laser dagger is one of the few melee weapons you could use on such a consistent basis. Not like I'm making it any easier for them with my explosive thrower. Alright, especially with the charged attack, because I've said it a few times in other videos, if you use the charged attack to close in, you can not only catch up to more passive builds that way, but also get a free hit in the process, most of the time at least. Whoa, you ran right into the explosive thrower. Nice. I will say their spacing is better at this point. Never mind, they ran into the explosive thrower again. It is a bit tricky when you're such a melee-oriented build. You have to be able to keep the pressure while not compromising your position in the game. Wow, I can't believe they pulled off the comeback like that. I had that round in the bag and they somehow managed, even though they, like I said, ran face first into the explosive thrower a few times. Okay, you're not going to be able to get me from that range. Nice. Love this health lead. Oh, nice use of cover. And for game, Fasan is so crazy powerful. No matter if you try to pop the pulse armor afterwards, it's usually not enough to survive. This build was a lot of fun, and it felt like a lightweight rendition of my take on Metal Gear Rex. I know, go figure, but it also has more of an emphasis on mid-range combat, which is fantastic given the weapons it has access to. And I had to be a bit selective because the original Metal Gear and MGS5 had things like the flamethrower, which sadly I couldn't fit here no matter how hard I tried, but the explosive thrower was a nice combination of that and the melee weapon it had in the game, and the Fasan is the perfect fill-in for a railgun, given its range and firepower. So this was truly a blast. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And until next time, take care.